So we're doing a press movement, a tricep movement, and a back movement. So one of them primes the press today. The two others are fixing weaknesses. Get fast, get strong, work the one side of the speed equation, kind of like we did yesterday, but now it's upper body. So we're gonna work the force velocity curve on the rate of force side, which is gonna be faster movements. And but all of the exercises that we're selecting, as you saw, except for that primer press, are gonna be weak areas. So we're doing Supermans, tricep kick-ups, all exercises and muscle groups that we need to activate to have not only a strong bench, but a safe bench. How can you cheat if you're doing just going straight up? There's nothing else you can use. So a lot of times beginners need exercises that they can't cheat. This exercise, there's no way to cheat it because your elbow has to stay to the ceiling. The only thing you can use is your tricep. If I were doing stuff like this, I'd be able to put my shoulder into it more. But this way, there's impossible.
So we got these Supermans here. So literally just pretend you're Superman. Those suck. Can't do anything heavy. This lying tricep thing where you like stab yourself in the neck with a dumbbell, which I also am really bad at. And then presses with a TRX, which I'm all right at. So it's a good, little unstable. All the small muscles are burning right now, but we're at least doing speed work today, so it won't be too bad. So we're gonna be doing some speed benching. So we got a 8 sets of 3 with one chain. We're doing 45%, which is a little heavier for us, but since we're only using one chain, it will be all right. We're doing a controlled eccentric and popping up. It's never really too bad, honestly. The real bad times come from the heavy days where like you deadlift on Saturday and then you bench on Sunday and your grip's just shot. Because like you never realize how much the grip really matters until you start benching with Matt, and he like really is just telling you to squeeze the shit out of everything. So that's when it gets really hard.
Today what we're gonna do is we're doing speed work, which we do every Wednesday unless we're doing German volume or we're deloading. So we did deloading last week. This week we're back to working on maximal rate of force, but we're doing it with a controlled eccentric. So there's all kinds of different ways you can do it, but almost every time the upward phase is as fast as you can move. So when that weight touches my chest, I'm pretending in my head it's 600 fucking pounds and it's do or die. So you'll notice the bar speed. Do not try to match the weight. If you don't bench 600, you gotta match the speed. So you'll notice that everybody's got their own different kind of weights on there because that's how fast they can move that weight. So your rate of force goes up with heavier weights when you get stronger. So if Andy's bench goes up 50 pounds, then his speed work will go up another 5 on each side. Like that, you're not doing fucking speed work. So now we'll see Simon, which you just heard, he fucked up his MCL because he was at a party and one of his buddies jumped on his fucking legs. So this is the type of shit I deal with at the gym. It's amazing. He usually uses a plate. We dropped it down 20 pounds each side because he just got back from COVID. He's lost 3 to 4 pounds of water. Doesn't feel real good, but notice that he's here. He's still working out, he's still moving. We're just modifying. Again, what we're always talking about is modify, don't miss, you know? The worst thing you can do is not keep moving, even if you don't feel good. Just bring it down and let the body keep adapting to the training. Consistency trumps intensity constantly. So Karen's just started within the last 2-3 months, and she had been training at all these different places, getting constant injuries over the last 2-3 years because of the back injuries and not being able to move. She's gained a lot of weight, so now we're fixing problems that probably could have never happened if she'd have been training smart in the first place. Doing CrossFit, Orange Theory, all these other things that are pretty much fucking garbage in my opinion. So now it's amazing what she's learning, and her blood work is getting like literally 15% better every other month, which is crazy. So the weight should start melting off pretty soon.
So I did CrossFit for about 2 or 3 years. I started lifting heavy really, really quick. My form was bad, my technique was bad. I had back injuries, I had hamstring injuries, I had quad injuries. I've been here for about 9 weeks now, actively in the gym 4 days a week, lifting heavy, no injuries whatsoever. He's fixing all my technique issues, so it's been good. About what? Oh yeah, and my blood work, my eating, my cholesterol in like 6 weeks time went down 52 points, and my triglyceride went down like 220 points, and my glucose is back to normal, so it's been a big change.
So if we were to hook an accelerometer onto the bar, that would be at least 1.1 to 1.3 meters per second. The touch line is about 0.9 to 1.0. And I know that's, for a lot of you guys, it's a little bit out of your range, but I've been doing this for so long, and use it with accelerometers, I can tell by just how it feels and what the speed looks like. So that's about 1.1 to 1.05. For you novices, if you're trying to do this, one, remember your form's got to stay perfect through the lift. But two, if you don't hear that little bit of ching-ching rattle with the chains at the top, it's too slow. You should hear it go, you know? So Karen learned a lot of the wrong habits for a lot of years, created a lot of injuries. She's fairly coachable though. So my point being is, this isn't always the most optimal, but look, we're all different skill levels and they're doing the exact same workout, but they're using their strategic weights. What I find is about 75–80% of the population has similar structural weaknesses, triceps, lats, hamstrings, glutes. So although it's not perfectly dialed for exactly what they need, it's close enough they're gonna see results for many years. And these workouts are all on Patreon. It's literally what we're following on the board, then I'm gonna take a snapshot of. So if you're beginner, intermediate, advanced, it works. Simon's benches went up 85 pounds in less than a year. He was already doing 300. What I do now is probably about 4 times easier than how Louie acted back in the day. He was just so intensive. Every meet was like a fucking war and like a contest, which was good if you were doing it every once in a while. You could look like a fucking hobo. If you could come in and out squat everybody that day, you were the king that day. But you had to earn it every day. That's what made him so powerful. He was able to take guys that were from the gutter Westside Columbus, when the Westside Columbus was just horrible, like Eastside Chicago, and he would make champions. Hey, shit. 165 with 40 pounds of chain, so 205 at the top for 20. The first 3 are speed sets, and then the last 14 is kind of a burnout. We don't do this very often, but every once in a while we'll throw it in as just a kind of a, that'll build a lot of muscle and a lot of endurance. I usually used to do more of those types of sets until I invented the Wenning warm-up.
Okay, we got lateral raises and pull-ups. I just got beat by Matt at pull-ups.
How many did you get?
I got 11 and a half. He got 12. You know, he's older and more beat up and heavier. Not that much heavier though. I'm 240. I know I look lighter, but I'm 240. So all the equipment.
Keep going. Yeah. 2 cameras.
Come on. That's the most expensive pull-up ever. That's like
Damn. Come on.
15.
14. Good. 15, good. So if you can't do 15 pull-ups, you can't be my fucking camera guy.
And I didn't do shit before
with
that.
glasses and a chain.
Yeah. I'm lightheaded as shit right now.
I was fresh.
Jeez.
Try that. My opinion on pull-ups is they're only good if you throw them in every once in a while. So I did 12, and I haven't trained a pull-up in a year and a half. So when you're doing pull-ups all the time, it's not that cool to show off. If you never do them, and you can hop up and do 10 or 12, especially if you're over 220, that's good. I use them as a 6-week cycle.
Yeah.
It's not like we do them all the time. That's what people don't understand about conjugate is like, when you can do impressive shit, you don't have to use the excuse like, oh, I'm used to this exercise, so I'm good at it. Like, we don't get used to anything. Like this exercise here, hey Simon, when's the last time we did seated lateral raises? 6 months?
Further back than that, it's been at least a year.
So this exercise I'm doing right now, we haven't done in at least 6 months. So what you saw was a traditional speed day. We got the percentages a little bit lighter. We only got one chain. We're gonna do a 3-week wave and build it up. But what I want you guys to realize is like the amount of fun you have while you train. You can still train super intensive and still have a lot of fun and fuck with each other. And that's what we do in here, which makes it awesome. You also notice that everybody was different abilities and different strength levels, all following a similar program that we're putting on Patreon every week, and everybody is getting better. Simon, the guy in the orange shirt that you saw, his bench width's up. Has been up 80 pounds in the last year. Karen's blood work, as you heard on the thing, has gotten way better. Sarah, lean mass, has went up 6 pounds in the last year and 2 months, and her body fats went down 4%. So again, these workouts can work for all kinds of goals, and I make them a hybrid so I always stay athletic. Talk to you guys soon, and if you have any questions, join Patreon or take a look at some of the manuals as well if you kind of want to go on your own but follow a very understandable but very complex at the same time and usable program.